Hi, this is Claire from Flawless POS. In our previous video, we learned how to transfer a sale from a house account to a wholesale account. And in today's video, we're going to look at how to create a sales order using the TRUNKSHOW POS. I've opened up a standard wholesale account over here called Goldcrest Wholesalers. And to get to the TRUNKSHOW POS, I need to click on Orders and open the menu next to Add Sales Order. From here, I choose Create TRUNKSHOW Sales Order. When this screen opens, I need to pick a source account. In this case, I'm going to choose the trunk account Edgar's. The description will default to the current wholesale account, and if needed, I can enter additional location information. I don't need to do that right now, so I'm going to proceed to the POS. Over here we can see we are in the TRUNKSHOW for Goldcrest Wholesalers, but because our source was Edgar's, only products that are on hand with Edgar's are going to be returned by default. This does not mean that the system limits me to on-hand only items. I can deselect the checkbox over here to include all other products that are not necessarily available with the selected source. If I do choose to add an item that is out of stock to the cart, you'll notice that it defaults to a special order. However, this can be overridden. If I untick here, you'll see there's a message: you do not have enough of this item on hand to deselect special order. If you have a piece on hand but the inventory for your on hand is not correct, you can choose to override, which will assume the piece is available. Note that in this case, no memo or inventory will be adjusted, but an item will be allocated to the sales order. This is certainly a feature that can prove useful under the correct circumstances, but for now I'm going to remove the item and continue with the product that we have on hand. Let's take a closer look at the cart. Over here we have a menu which allows us to update the quantity, update the price, view the retail information sheet, or even remove the product from the cart. We can also view the product availability. What I want to point out here is that this will list all house and trunk accounts where the item is available on hand. However, this screen is permissions driven. That implies that only the accounts for which you have been granted permission to view the on-hand inventory will be displayed here. To grant these permissions, you need to go to the relevant source, go to Account Settings, and click Open Security. From here, you can configure which roles within the system will have access to view that account's on-hand inventory. It's important to notice, however, that when you go to the Admin Security and you look at View All Accounts for Wholesale, any role that has been added here will supersede your settings over here. Let's return to the POS. Now, something else we can do in the cart is to specify a trunk job. If I do this, I can give a description and a repair job will be created for this product. Additionally, you can add notes or a unique item code. Then you must pick a customer. Now, this screen will return all retail customers that exist in the system. However, if you have a customer that hasn't yet been added, you can do so by creating a new customer. I'll just choose Daniel Craig and continue. Lastly, we have a menu over here which allows you to clear the cart and customer, to close the trunk POS, or to view previous sales for this TRUNKSHOW. For now, I'll just proceed and submit the sale. Yes, that's fine. And now we can choose what to do regarding certificates of authenticity. We have two options here. The first option allows me to email the certificate to the customer, in which case I must provide an email address, or I can send the certificate via mail, in which case I must provide a physical address. And that's it. We can continue, and if I close here, the sales order will have been created. Now do notice that it has a status of TRUNKSHOW incomplete. You will not be able to process the sales order until you actually go ahead and complete the TRUNKSHOW. Before doing that, I'm going to open the TRUNKSHOW and just take you back to this menu which says previous sales. This here lists all the sales that have already been concluded for the TRUNKSHOW, and I also have the opportunity to now create new sales to include in this same TRUNKSHOW. If I return here, then I just want to make you aware that you can also resend certificates, or you can delete this particular sale from the TRUNKSHOW. I don't need to do any of that though, so let's get out of here and go complete the TRUNKSHOW. There we go. Yes. Right. So because the item was on hand, it got assigned to the sales order automatically. However, if you wanted to, you can now go ahead and process the sales order. You can deallocate allocated stock if you like. You can create new purchase orders and so forth. I'll leave it as is. And then the last step we need to do is to invoice for this sales order. I'll go ahead and create an invoice, and then I'll take you to the retail customer to show you the new TRUNKSHOW tab which has been implemented there as well. I'll just skip through that. There's the invoice. And now if I go to the retail customer and refresh the list over here, then you'll see that there's this tab called TRUNKSHOW Sales. And this pulls through the information of a sale which we just completed in the Wholesale module. TRUNKSHOW sales in the customer module are separated from standard sales because this is more for information purposes. You can't really do much with this sale other than view the PDF or resend the certificates. You can't, for example, void any sales and so on. But part of the reason that it's important to have the sale presented here is because the customer still earns reward points on these sales. If, of course, in the wholesale section the sale is reversed, then the reward points would also be reversed from here. Right, so that's it for TRUNKSHOW sales. I hope it was informative, and until next time, take care.